Many of you may not have heard of him, but in short, he is considered as Lord Krishna's, avatar in Kali Yuga, which is the yuga we all are living in currently. He existed about 500 years ago, and there is a disciplic succession that has come down from him, to which I also belong. Um, so I thought one of the best services that I could do on this day and starting today would be to read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the English version, which is the one volume edition brought out by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who happens to be my Param Guru, that is my Guru's Guru. And this amazing one volume book was uh, passed down to me by my Guruji, Sri Bhakti Gaurava Narsingha Maharaj, um, along with his blessings, obviously. And I have treasured it a lot since the time he has given me. Of course, he always used to say that Bhagavad Gita should be the first book that somebody should read as many times as one needs to, and in fact, may need to read it the entire lifetime and get new meanings from it every time you read it. But at some point, when one feels eligible to move forward, um, Chaitanya Charitamrita is like the post graduation study, he used to say. Of course, one very important thing that I have learned from him, which I would like to share with all of you today, is there is no point in just learning stuff and not adopting it in our lives. And as we try to adopt it, some things happen, some changes happen within us, around us, uh, but also some places we feel contradicted, conflicted, and we have questions, and that is where a guru becomes essential. The scriptures, the holy scriptures, are passive gurus, so they also teach us a lot. But there is an importance of having an active guru to whom you can go to, talk to, who can guide you according to the level you are and where he sees that you should be moving forward towards. A guru is somebody who is able to see through you as far as your spiritual journey, at least, is concerned, and does everything under his or her control to guide you in the process. And I was extremely fortunate, I am extremely fortunate, I would say, to have had the uh, great blessings of coming in touch with my Guruji. I would consider these things are not about you only searching. Maybe you should have a desire, a really heartfelt desire, and you should work towards finding the truth. And then, as if Lord appears in your life in different forms, and of course one of the predominant forms he shows up in your life is in the form of a guru. And in today's time, when it is so hard to find a real guru, I feel that I have been extremely fortunate to have met my guruji, and I'm sure his impact on my life will be for lifetimes. And I just hope and pray that I'm able to make use of at least a fraction of what he has showered on me. So, with this, friends, I would like to start reading today Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I would say I would like to limit the reading to about 15 minutes so that it's easy for everybody to also hear and continue the reading along with me. As we go forward and more of you join these sessions, we can make it also interactive. And I would be happy to take up the questions that you may have and answer to the best of my ability. So, with this, um, let me start reading. So, this is, as I said, put together in English by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Um, and it has three different segments to it: Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Antya Leela. So, as the name suggests, Adi is the beginning, Madhya is the middle, and Antya is the last part of the life of Lord Sri Chaitanya. So, as I was always, directed and advised by my Guruji, unlike many other books where you may want to just browse through and jump into a section that interests you, spiritual books are not supposed to be um, read like that. They have to be read from the beginning in the sequence it has been written, because there is a lot of purpose in taking the reader along the journey and uh, making sure that the reader has the knowledge and maturity that one needs as they get to the later part of the book. So, going by that advice, I would start off by preface. There is no difference between the teachings of Lord Chaitanya presented here and the teachings of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. The teachings of Lord Chaitanya are practical demonstrations of Lord Krishna's teachings. Lord Krishna's ultimate instruction in Bhagavad Gita is that everyone should surrender unto him, Lord Krishna. Krishna promises to take immediate charge of such a surrendered soul. The Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is already in charge of the maintenance of this creation by virtue of his plenary expansion, Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. But this maintenance is not direct. However, when the Lord says that he takes charge of his pure devotee, he actually takes direct charge. A pure devotee is a soul who is forever surrendered to the Lord, just as a child is surrendered to his parents or an animal to its master. In the surrendering process, one should, number one, accept things favorable for discharging devotional service. Number two, reject things unfavorable. Number three, believe firmly in the Lord's protection. Number four, feel exclusively dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Number five, have no interest separate from the interest of the Lord. And number six, always feel oneself meek and humble. The Lord demands that one surrender unto Him by following these six guidelines, but the unintelligent so called scholars of the world misunderstood these demands and urged the general mass of people to reject them. At the conclusion of the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna directly says, in quotes, engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Quote closed. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 34. However, the scholarly demons misguide the masses of people by directing them to the impersonal, unmanifest, eternal, unborn truth rather than the personality of Godhead. The impersonalist Mayavadi philosophers do not accept that the ultimate aspect of the absolute truth is the supreme personality of Godhead. If one desires to understand the sun as it is, one must first face the sunshine, then the sun globe, and after entering into that globe, come face to face with the predominating deity of the sun. Due to a poor fund of knowledge, the Mayavadi philosophers cannot go beyond the Brahmin effulgence, which may be compared to the sunshine. The Upanishads confirm that one has to penetrate the dazzling effulgence of Brahman before one can see the real face of the personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya therefore teaches direct worship of Lord Krishna, who appeared as the foster child of the king of Raja. He also suggests that the place known as Vrindavana is as good as Lord Krishna because there is no difference between the name, quality, form, pastimes, entourage, and paraphernalia of Lord Krishna and Lord Krishna himself. That is the absolute nature of the absolute truth. Lord Chaitanya also recommended that the highest mode of worship in the highest perfectional stage is the method practiced by the damsels of Vraja. These damsels or gopis or cowherd girls simply loved Krishna without a motive for material or spiritual gain. Chaitanya also recommended Srimad Bhagavatam as the spotless narration of transcendental knowledge, and he pointed out that the highest goal in human life is to develop unalloyed love for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya's teachings are identical to those given by Lord Kapila, the original propounder of Sankhya Yoga, the Sankhya system of philosophy. This authorized system of yoga recommends meditation on the transcendental form of the Lord. There is no question of meditating on something void or impersonal. One can meditate on the transcendental form of Lord Vishnu even without practicing involved sitting postures. Such meditation is called perfect samadhi. This perfect samadhi is verified at the end of the sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says, "And of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all." Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 47. So, with this, friends, what I will do is I'll conclude the reading of the first part. And as I said, I would like to keep it limited to under 15 minutes. And I would continue the reading today of the second part. Thank you so much.